Hello, hello. Everyone hear me okay? Can you see me? Got lots of people in here already. Christina's here. Lisa's here. Who else is here? It says 4 people are here. All right. Well, happy Sunday. We're of course up in British Columbia, and tomorrow is a holiday called BC Day, British Columbia Day. So it's a stat holiday. My husband and I both work, so we'll be getting holiday pay, double time, which is nice. Um, so not really a weekend here, but getting back into the swing of things with some holiday pay. Happy Sunday, Lisa. I know, Kelly, you've been like gone forever. You're home now, yeah? You're back in Missouri? Home. You have like multiple homes now, huh? I apologize for the quality of this video. I know I'm a little bit cloudy, I think. I'm on an old computer because this is the only one I have available to me tonight. And it's it's just gonna be subpar video, so I apologize. Yes, happy BC Day. If you want to join, I got the link. We'll be doing the giveaway. Daniel's here. You gonna come sit? Just getting started, welcoming people in. Hello, hello.
Hello.
We have Lisa at Yogi Hollow Farm and Kelly at Roost and Rescue, and we had Christina. I don't know if she's here. We've had a couple other people, but they seem to have dipped out. We had Dragonflies, Ozark Homestead, and we had Mrs. Lazy Days Ahead, but I don't see them anymore. Little Frenchie and Big Texas is here. Good evening. Good evening. Yes, thank you. So we were gone on holiday, and right before we left, we hit 400 subs.
Yay.
Yeah, like right before we left, a couple days before we left.
Yeah.
And we've been gone for 2 weeks, and we are at 430.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. So this was going to be a 400 subscriber giveaway, and it is. But we actually have even more now. So we'll wait for some people to join us, and we'll do that a little bit later on here shortly. Yeah, Anne's here, Little Frenchie and Big Texas. Oh, Mrs. Lazy Days Ahead is still here. You know, and I don't think I know your first name. What is your first name? I know her by Mrs. Lazy Days Ahead.
Jesse or Lisa?
What's that? No. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yes. Yes. Gotcha. Lisa. Yes. Okay. Well, very nice to meet you, Lisa. Yeah, I didn't see that pop up. Mama's in the house. Alicia's here. Yeah, you say you're stuck at 357, Kelly, but you've been climbing too. A lot of people are interested in your off-grid, like the new homestead. So you're doing fine, girl. You're doing fine. Yeah, you haven't been doing as much, have you? Everyone's here. Kim, welcome. All right, so we went. I was telling everybody that it's BC Day weekend here. We just got back from our trip, so we were gone for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And we took the trailer, and I don't know how many of you, probably none of you know British Columbia landmarks and cities and stuff, but we went the first night. We drove. How long did we drive the first day? It didn't seem actually like that long, but it was a long time.
8 hours.
We left at 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
And we got into Fraser Lake at 6. 6:30.
Yeah, around 6.
And we wanted to get to, there's a place, if you want to Google it, I don't know, called the Lakes District in British Columbia. And it's this beautiful area of rolling hills and lakes. And I used to go up there as a kid, as a teenager, and go fishing. And our friends of the family had a cabin up there. And so I wanted to take Daniel and the kids up there because they've never been. And it really is just a nice, relaxing place. Um, just away from people,
Yeah.
very remote, um,
Small community.
small community. And just to get away, I've been, kind of dealing with a lot of just go, 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 hustle, bustle, anxiety, stress here, and just to get away from it all. And it was really nice. We went to Fraser Lake the first night, and then we spent some time on Takaisi Lake, and the boys caught their first fish, which was really fun. We rented a boat, and the boys each got a rainbow trout, which was kind of fun, and all the excitement that goes up with that. And we cooked them up and ate them for dinner. But of course, the boys
Couldn't do it.
couldn't do it. Wouldn't eat the fish. So Mommy and Daddy ate the fish.
It was very good.
It was very good. Just a couple little rainbow trout.
Our middle, he tried a bite.
Did he? Jameson did?
He ate a bite.
He did. So that was just
So
kind
did
of
Cameron.
fun. Did he? Cameron did?
Cameron had a bite. Jacob wouldn't touch it.
No, I know that. Yeah. So it was just really nice. We tootled around in the boat. We went fishing. We went to Fort St. James, which is like a old fur trading colony of the Hudson Bay Company back in the day, where they would work with the indigenous people up there, and they'd fur trap and trade. And I got talking to a lady from the community there, an indigenous lady from the community. And I, as you guys know, I'm really into like making my own stuff off the land. So food, products, soap, salves, all that kind of thing. And so she gave me a lot of really good information about and I've been having back problems. My back's been so bad. And she gave me some really good information on different products that the indigenous people would use for pain. And I just learned so much from her. And so we were going throughout the fort there, Fort St. James, and she had been in one of the buildings. She was a guide, or what's the word?
Yeah.
Like an interactive
host.
Yeah, like a host of one of the buildings. And so we had been gone from her area for a while, and she was standing outside, and my mom says, "I think your lady is waiting to talk to you." And I'm like, no, she's just probably standing out there as part of her job. It's like lunchtime. No, she was waiting for me, and she actually thought of some more information for me, gave me some detailed information of where I could find some of these like natural plants and stuff down the road. And so we took off to go down the road. So it was really cool. I spent a long time talking with her, and I learned so much. I just love that kind of stuff. And it's just, there's people up there with such a wealth of knowledge. I mean, everybody, like everywhere. There's people like that down here, I'm sure, but it's just raw land, raw people up there, just really like simple living. We loved it. And so then we went, after we left that area, we went over to a place called Terrace, BC, just for overnight. And it's been really dry here. We've been in a drought, and it was very interesting to see on our drive how things changed in scenery.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything was lush and green as you would approach the north coast there, and then we got quite a bit of rain, near Terrace and stuff. And then we got to Prince Rupert. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with Prince Rupert, but if you guys watched my float plane short video, that was filmed in Prince Rupert. It's a little teeny tiny town on the very northern coast of British Columbia, right kind of next to the Alaska border. And that was our final, kind of as far as we went. And it was rainy and foggy and cool.
1,500 kilometers one way.
One way, yeah. How many miles? Most of these people are American.
Oh.
Well, you said we did.
Yeah.
We did 2,000 miles in the trip collectively.
Something like that.
So probably 1,000 miles there.
Yeah.
And we drove it with 3 kids in the RV, which they did fine. But um, it was just so nice to spend some time in the cool and the rain and no people, no one around. And then we went on our way back to a place called Smithers, British Columbia. You guys should Google this place. I want to move there so bad. I've been showing Daniel properties. Beautiful town with like tall, steep mountains on the one side, lots of lakes. There's a big river that goes through there. And it's just a really nice vibe. There's a lot of younger people there. It's a very active community. There's mountain biking, skiing, the river stuff,
Golfing.
golfing, because that's the most important. That's he loves golfing. But it was just, I can't explain it. Just the vibe up there was just very peaceful.
Yeah.
And it was very relaxing. It was just nice to be out of here. So then we come home and tell them what happened when we got home. I have a video coming, you guys, of what we came to when we got home.
Our basement flooded. Oh, it was starting to leak. We had like an inch of water on the floor.
One of the fittings, so not the pipes were intact, but there was a fitting that split down the center.
Yes, a plastic fitting.
Yeah. What's the name for it even?
A coupler. Plastic, a PVC coupler cracked, and it was spurting water all over our pictures.
Yeah, we had a lot of picture frames ruined and pictures that had been in storage. All the stuff that was down on the floor in our basement storage room has damage. We came into about an inch of water on the floor in a big room, and it was just, it's like you've been driving. We had somebody staying at our house, but the thing is it's a downstairs storage room. She would never go in there. I don't think it was leaking that long.
No, I don't think it was.
I think it must have just started the day we got home.
Probably.
But I don't think she would have even heard anything.
No, she
because
wouldn't
we
have
didn't.
known.
Why did you go in there?
To get paper towels.
Oh, so we come in, there's an inch of water on our storage room. So I have a video, I'll be posting it later this week, of coming home to the flooded basement. But I can't really say basement, just the one room. But it's like you have all this laundry to do. You haven't had a shower in a while, and then we had to turn off the water and redo the piping, and
We got rid of all the PVC and put PEX in.
Yep. So we have PEX piping, for those of you that know what that is. And yeah, Brian called it. Yep. So we've switched over to PEX.
Thank
Brian.
you, Grandpa.
Yeah, my dad helped procure some PEX. And of course, it's like you get home, it's nighttime on a Saturday night. There's not a lot open in Canada late, at least not where we live. Like stuff here closes at 5 p.m., 6 p.m., particularly on the weekend.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to get stuff. My uncle's a plumber, so I think my dad went and got some stuff from my uncle. But it's just, yep. So we've switched over to PEX. Yes, PEX tubing. During our Arctic blast, we had pipes freeze and had it replaced. Yeah. So we are up to date now. We have a better system, but just pain in the butt. We were without water for a day. Now, luckily, as you guys probably all know, we have the creek and the spring that we can have access to water. So we could wash our hands and, do so. We had water, but just not piped into the house. So
Right.
Ugly.
All set.
All right. Well, we have had some comments here, so I'll just go back and start. I won't start at the beginning. Sorry, you guys. But Lisa asked where the fires are. We have literally fires all around us. So one of the concerns when we came home was that a lot of the highways that we need to take were closed. And if you go the detour, that highway is closed. And then the detour to that highway is closed. So we actually got through. But we're near a town called Kelowna, British Columbia. We're not in the town, we're outside of. So there's fires to the north in Kamloops. There's a big one, a couple big ones. There's one on the way to 100 Mile House, which was on our drive. There's one south of us in a town called Osoyoos. There's one in a town about an hour from us called Westwold, and it's just all these fires, and they're huge, huge, and our sky is just straight smoke. And it rained today, and you couldn't tell if it was cloudy or smoky or foggy, or
Right.
you couldn't tell anything at all. So they're everywhere. The fires are everywhere. Got some new people in here. Lots of people have joined since we've been talking. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Sounds like a lot of people have PEX in their house. Alicia had PEX throughout their farmhouse renovation. I didn't know what it was, so I'm told that this is the best stuff. So yeah, glad to be up to date, I guess. Oh dear. Mama V's here. Sarah Ellis, LG Homestead sent us. Welcome, Sarah. Glad to have you. Thanks for coming. Adam, y'all be safe. We have had the smoke from up there all the way down here in Missouri. I don't doubt it. British Columbia is basically on fire. So really nasty. And it's down in Iowa too. Crazy, crazy. Good. I'm glad PEX is the best. We kind of had like a PVC system, piping system with elbows and whatever. You'll see it. I'll be posting the video, but yeah, it's just always good to be up to date, I guess. My dad built this house, which is why we had him help us, and he kind of.
Well, we had changed the water softener. That's why there was PVC tubing as.
So you talk about that, because I don't know much about what you guys did.
Well, we had a water softener up in the basement of our house, and we thought that we didn't want all that softened water going into our sewer system. So we changed
septic tank.
Yeah, to our septic tank. So we changed the water softener and we put it where it comes out of the ground from our artesian well, and we put it so it would soften the water as it goes into a holding tank. And then we added, so when we took that out temporarily, we put PVC in, and we just hadn't updated it until we were forced to.
Yeah. So now we have.
We have to do it in our well too, because it's full of PVC.
Similar system, yeah.
We'll have to do it down there eventually. It's all just temporary.
Yeah.
Because we had, when we moved into the house, your dad had he has stuff everywhere, so we just used what we had and we just never bought.
Lisa's in the house.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. We're gonna get ready to do the giveaway here shortly. I was giving some people a chance to trickle in. So you're having the smoke down with you too, huh?
Yeah, we're getting a lot of the smoke here as well. Yesterday it was really bad by us. Yesterday we had to close the windows to the house because it was literally eye burning. And if my eyes are looking weird, I'm looking up at the TV. I've got my phone.
And are they saying that the smoke that you're getting is from British Columbia?
Yes.
They specify, huh?
Yeah, they just say Canadian wildfires. I mean, obviously it's all the ones out west as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi, Daniel.
Hello.
We saw Sherman looked so happy in his new area, or not new anymore, but you know.
We let him walk around the yard, and he's by himself, so we just let him kind of free range, so to speak. And yeah, he was having a blast. He was really good about it, and he was loving the social contact.
Yeah, he's so cute. He deserves it. Alicia.
Hi, Alicia. He was loving the social contact.
Oh, he's so cute. He deserves it. Alicia. Hi, Alicia. Whose feedback is that?
Okay, I have to turn the TV off.
Is that you? that you? There it goes.
Better.
So to answer your question, we just got home, so I didn't do my beeswax wraps yet. And I work Monday, Tuesday, and then I'm off from Wednesday through the weekend. So I'm gonna be doing them. I'm so excited.
You're gonna love them. Do you have any jojoba oil?
No, but so what I bought was a package, and they come in little pucks. So I'm gonna do it the proper way of like my pine resin, my beeswax, my jojoba oil. But for this particular package, the people who made it brought pucks that have it all in there. So all I have to do is melt it, and it has beeswax and pine resin and jojoba all in just a little puck.
Good.
So yes, I do. I kind of am cheating because it's all set out in the. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, so Alicia here, Country Mama Musings, makes these beautiful beeswax wraps, and they can be used for. Well, how about you tell us what they? Because tell us about beeswax wraps.
They replace saran wrap or plastic bags for food preservation. So, for instance, if you cut an avocado in half and you only use half of it, you can use this beeswax wrap to fold and wrap around that avocado, pop it in the fridge, and it keeps it from turning a brown yucky mess. It keeps the air away, but it doesn't turn, if you put an avocado in a bag, the plastic is up against it and it kind of turns slimy and yucky and you have to reach in and get it. These you can just unfold and your avocado looks lovely, or you could do it for cheese. I think back in the old days, they didn't have the plastic wraps in the bags. They would have wax cloths that they would fold their sandwiches or fold their cheese in and preserve them. And so that's just basically what it is a nice alternative to food preservation. And it's eco-friendly, biodegradable, antimicrobial. It's just really nice. So I'm glad you got some.
I'm so excited. So I saw, Alicia do these, and she did. Well, you did a video too where you were using something that you had wrapped in beeswax. You used part of lemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you cut a lemon and use half a lemon, you can just put the lemon in the other one and pop it in the fridge. You can use it for anything but meat. You don't want to use it for meats. Anything yucky like that. But also I have a video where I made some bread and you had to let the bread rise a little bit. And I just used one on top of my bowl, and you just use the heat of your hands and it molds that wax cloth right to the top of the bowl. And then it creates that seal. So you have that perfect environment for your yeast to work to raise your bread.
Nice.
So you're going to really enjoy it.
Nice.
I just love the idea of it. So I've been telling Alicia that I've been wanting to do these forever. And then lo and behold, we're in my new town of Smithers. And we went into a little shop and it had nothing to do. I don't actually know why she carried beeswax wrap. That wasn't really the genre of her store.
It was serendipitous.
It was very serendipitous. And I see this box and it says do-it-yourself beeswax wraps kit. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I got the kit, and then I got one large because I often, obviously we have, the three boys and stuff. And so I'll make like these big potato salads or big fruit salads or whatever.
Yep.
And I wanted a really big one to be able to put over the bowl when I put it in the fridge or whatever, because often I'll saran wrap that, but then you need two saran wraps because it's not wide enough for that big bowl or whatever, right? So I then actually I cheated and bought a giant beeswax, but I think I'm going to make like a whole bunch of them because I just love it. And then you said that you can wrap sandwiches in it too, I think, right?
Yeah.
So
you can take a square and you can fold up, kind of catty corner like an envelope. You can fold it and tuck it into itself like an envelope, and then you can pop your little sandwich in there and fold it over. I think I showed it in my video. But what's really nice is once you're done using these, when you make these, you can probably get 9 to 12 months of use out of them. And then when you're done, you can either cut them into little pieces and put them in your garden, and they are biodegradable, or you can take little sticks or skewers and cut them into strips and wrap them on a stick and put them in your camper. And later they're perfect fire starters for when you go camping.
Oh, perfect.
So you
That's
just light
perfect.
the end of it and that wax will light right up and you can use it to start a fire.
Awesome. There you go, Christina. She was just asking if they're multiple use or one-time use. And then
I'm not even in the chat, so I can't even read what the chat said.
Yeah, she just asked, are they multiple use or one-time use? But correct me if I'm wrong, you can wash them gently just to get some of the stickiness back.
Yes. You just want to rinse them in warm water with a little bit of soap. If you've got soap that's kind of an eco-friendly soap, you don't want to use Dawn because Dawn breaks down grease.
Yeah.
And so if you use that on your beeswax wraps, you're going to start breaking down that component. So just even a hand soap, but you really don't need it that much because the wax keeps anything from permeating the cloth. So just rinse them off and then just hang them over your faucet to dry.
Oh, perfect.
And like I said, you can get 9 to 12 months use out of them. Just don't use hot water. And whatever you do, don't put them in the wash.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll be sorry.
That would be a disaster. Right. I'm just so excited.
I just hate throwing
I'm
away
really
food.
excited that you got them. I can't wait to see you put them together and use them. And
Yeah.
I know you'll be happy.
Yeah, I think so. What were you going to say?
I hate throwing away, the single-use plastic sandwich bags.
Yeah, single-use plastic sandwich bags. And then, like, for example, today I made chicken and cheese enchiladas, and they're covered in foil, and then what? In a day or two, when they're all eaten, we're going to throw away the foil,
Recycle.
So it's just,
Well, I mean, with the enchiladas, you have to have the foil because when you bake it, you usually have it covered. And
right. But for storing after,
yes.
yeah. Because I sometimes will even bake them with no foil, and anyway, it'll be good. It'll be so good.
Basically, just don't take tuna salad and plop it in there and think you can wrap that. That's no bueno.
No bueno.
No bueno.
No good.
We have these. They're called roly polies. I'm going to try and open it with one hand. I bought them in Asheville. They're lined with a cloth.
Okay.
And they're machine washable. And I have a sandwich, like that's the inside. That's the outside. And literally you wrap sandwiches with it. And then here's another packet. And I love them because I machine wash them. So
yeah, they're super cute.
You can put so I'm going to try and do it and show you, but hang on a minute. I don't think I can do it. So hang on. Tell me if you can see it.
We can see it.
Okay. So you fold that in. And so there's the Velcro.
Okay.
And then there's your sandwich.
So fun. I like that too.
And I really like them because I've put grapes in them. I've put hard-boiled eggs in them and then in my lunchbox and just bring them home and wash them. And they've been great. And I've been using them we were in Asheville in 2011. So I've probably been using them since 2012.
Yeah, a decade almost.
Yeah. And it's just really cool because we've got the sandwich wrap, the two different size, and they're just like, people sewed them together, but if you look at them, if you're a sewer, you can see they're just serged together.
Yep.
So it's got like a shiny side that you can even wipe off to make it last a little longer if you're using it daily.
Do you find it stains?
No, not on this side, and I'll show it to you so you can see it. So obviously on the outside, that's regular material that would stain.
But I just love the material.
Yeah, and I've had it where like stuff stained it and then I washed it. But then this is like a shinier, soft vinyl.
Okay.
And that made a difference.
Like soft, easy.
Yeah, so I mean, if you don't pack a tuna sandwich, there's not a big deal. If you're packing a regular sandwich, you can wipe it off, let it dry, and use it the next day.
So basically, don't pack tuna sandwiches in anything.
No, because then it's nasty.
Basically, don't eat tuna sandwiches. I'm just kidding.
Put that in a container.
Put that in a container, yeah. Oh, we got some people that have popped in. We have LG Homesteads popped in. We got Grandpa's Lake House, Snafu Snaps, Gosselin Farms. Sir Ed is in the house. The Green
Wow.
Acre. A lot of good people. Thank you so much for joining us. Green Acre is a channel that I really enjoy. They're going to be doing their honey and making your wraps too, Alicia. So you have a lot of people following in your footsteps.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Gotta give you a jiggle.
What
Wrap
are you
it up, I'll
doing,
take
Lisa? Everybody do the rap jiggle.
Hey, Michael at the Green Acre, I commented on his video and I was like,
He's
I
awesome.
don't have young kids anymore, but I've never been to the zoo. And he's like, nonsense, we'll go with you.
Yeah, I've been watching Michael's stuff, and then like I don't know, Michael, he got me freaked out with the bees there. Did you guys see his last video?
Yeah.
Where he got on the ugly side of the bees.
They didn't even show me.
Yeah, well, we haven't. I'm not caught up at all. I'm going to be catching up on everybody's. We had service intermittently, but not really enough to load videos. I could get on Instagram and get out a message every now and again. Any videos that I posted, except for my short of the float plane, because we were in the city, so I did have service that day. But all the videos that I sent out were loaded to premiere at a later date and stuff like that. So,
Yep.
All right. Well, we have several of us in here. So what do you say we do our giveaway?
Hit it.
Well,
Hit it.
I'm going to jump off so you can do your giveaway thing.
Same thing. How do I do that?
Oh, stay on.
No, it's all about you guys. I'm getting off. I'm letting you do
Well. Hey, pop on when I'm done though. Yeah.
it. Okay.
How do I get out?
Okay. So, when I started this YouTube channel, it basically was started for a venue for our friends and family to see our farming adventures, because we would get so many people asking about our animals, and we would have crazy things happen. Like, I don't think I've ever actually told you the story, but we had our duck Honeybee. For those of you that know Honeybee, something got him. We don't know what. We came home with to carnage. We had chickens dead. We had chickens half alive. Like, I won't get graphic, but then Honeybee had this chunk taken out of his belly, and I really thought that we should put him down. I didn't know how he could live through it, but he kind of looked okay otherwise. And doctoring, I mean, that's what I do. So let's see if I can figure this out. I had antibiotics, I had all this stuff. So I cleaned him out, put antibiotics in there. I isolated him. I kept him dry. And people would ask me, how's Honeybee? What's the latest with Honeybee? And I had pictures and videos of him throughout it. And Daniel would go to work and people would ask every single time.
Every day, almost every day
when we would go to work about our animals. And we haven't had so many events happen this year, thank goodness. But we used to have all these events occur at our homestead where an animal would get sick or an animal would get injured, or I mean, that's every homestead, don't get me wrong, but we had a string there where it was just action. And so I said, people are asking us, it'd be fun to kind of chronicle some of this in video format and put it out there, and whoever wanted to watch it could, and people who would ask us would have could actually see what we were doing. So when I started this YouTube channel, Daniel is not, he does not like to be in front of the camera. The fact that he's here today, you guys, smash that like button because Daniel's here. But it was kind of my vision, and really the homestead in its entirety has kind of been my passion, because none of us grew up with animals. None of us grew up on a farm. We don't have any experience. We've just been figuring this out as we've been going. And he's been so good to be patient with me and make my dreams come true in regards to all the animals and the projects that we've needed to do. We've put up our own fencing from scratch. We've built barns from scratch. We've been doing all this stuff from scratch and with no experience really. We're just figuring it out. And he's been doing it to, you know, make me happy. And I really appreciate that. But it just started out to be kind of chronicling our adventures. And then it kind of, you know, we had 20 subscribers and we had 30 subscribers and it took a long time. And then we got to, you know, kind of 80 subscribers. And I remember when we hit 100 subscribers, and Lisa might know because I actually don't remember. Lisa, do you remember when we hit 100 subscribers? Lisa and I have kind of been, Lisa and Alicia and Kelly and I have kind of been friends for a while and have been going through this journey together. I hit 100 subscribers and I started the channel at the very end of December, beginning of January. And I think I hit 100 subscribers in March.
I don't remember.
Or April. And then I hit 200 subscribers, I think within a month after that. And it's just, and it was all people we knew at first. And now it's barely anybody I know. And it's all people like you guys who I've gotten to know and, you know, have been supporting us through the way. And then we hit 400 kind of before we went on our trip 2 weeks ago. And now we're at 430. And it's just been, it's been a ride and we've had so much fun just posting what we do every day. You know, sometimes it's how-tos, sometimes it's just life, you know, like we're going to post about our basement flooding. That's part of it. And just being with the cows and when chickens die. I don't know if those of you who watched Goodbye, if you guys want to laugh in a very morbid way and haven't seen my video, check out my video, Sad Day on the Homestead. It's about our chicken, Peggy Sue. I'll say no more, but just if you haven't seen Sad Day on the Homestead, it's like back from, it was back in the winter or spring. Go back and watch that video. It's kind of good for a giggle. It's very morbid, but I don't want to give anything away if they haven't seen it. But anyway, just stuff happens on the homestead. Let's just say it that way. Okay, so I have in our hat here, I wrote them all down. We had, so the criteria to be entered in this giveaway, which is for an Oregon grape jelly. So this is like our favorite jelly. You would think Oregon grape sounds disgusting, right? How many of you have had an Oregon grape? I know that we're not in school and we can't raise our hands, but like seriously, who has tried an Oregon grape? Just an Oregon grape. I want to see how many of you guys have. It's disgusting. They're disgusting. They're bitter, foul little berries. They're honestly nasty. I have been making jams and jellies off the land from foraging for a few years now. Fireweed jelly, for those of you who know what the fireweed flower is, dandelion, Saskatoon berries, rose hips, rose petals, all sorts of stuff. And the wife is from that foul state. So is he. He's from Oregon too. That's hilarious. Little house off the grid. He's so nice to see you. You have service to join us. That's amazing. Welcome. Michael's never heard of them. Sure you have, Michael. You've heard of them. Google it. You've definitely heard of them. There's little purple berries on this little prickly bush. Yes, bitter, foul little berries. Grandpa's Lake Homestead. Yes. Anyway, I got word that Oregon grapes make an amazing jelly, and of course I had to try it. And so we tried it for the first time last year, and it's
one of our favorites.
One of our favorites. So it really does taste kind of like a rich, dark purple grape, like in the jelly. It has a little bit of a bite to it, like a little tart, but it tastes like just a super flavorful grape jelly. It doesn't taste nasty or bitter or sour.
Kids love it.
The kids love it. It honestly just tastes like the best grape jelly you've ever had. So we're a little bit early in the season for Oregon grape jelly this year. This was made in August 2020, so we are approaching a year old. So it's fine, but just do eat it quickly when you get it, whoever wins this. And I'm going to be making a new batch in August, September of this year, because that's when the Oregon grape jelly
berries.
That's when the berries are good. Yes, thank you. So in order to qualify for this giveaway, our 400 subscriber giveaway, you needed to, and it's too late now, don't go sneaking, have commented on both of the videos that we posted when we were gone, which is Let's Meet the Cows and phase 1 of our big build. And a lot of you guys did that. Bye, LG Homestead. Thank you for coming. Yeah, Sarah, it's a delicious jelly. Oh, we have Hooper's Mayhem Aussie Outdoor Adventures in here. Hello, welcome. I think I've missed a lot of you guys coming in. If I haven't said hi to you, hello, I'm so glad you're here. Truly. Really. So we had people like, I'm not going to list them all, but we had like Country Mama Musings, Little House with the Gritty, Blue Collar Homestead, Yogi Hollow, Ricky Ventures, Mrs. Lazy Days Ahead, Struggle and Strive, and Fair Farms, a whole bunch of people, Arizona Kid, who commented on both videos. Now, some of y'all commented on one video, but not the other. You don't qualify. Sorry. Okay, so we have them in here. Ready? Who's ready? Are you all ready? They're not ready. Okay, and the winner is Yogi Hollow. Lisa, you won the grape jelly. Lisa, Yogi Hollow Farm. I put farms. I don't know why I entered an S. Lisa from Yogi Hollow Farm has won my jelly. That's really funny because Lisa and I are besties. So what are the odds? That's crazy. Lisa, you won the jelly. It's going to South Dakota, folks. Going to South Dakota.
Did she say she ever had it?
I don't know if she said that. The dreaded added S. I know. Why did I add an S? Like, why did I do that? Anyway, Lisa won. Thank you so much for those of you that always show love on our videos and are supportive. We really do appreciate you. And more giveaways to come, you know, like the more subscribers we get, the more stuff we're going to give away. I have some dandelion salve to give away. I have all sorts of good stuff. So
people like that at work.
People love that. Yeah, dandelion salve is really good, especially for winter coming up. It's really good for like dry skin and eczema and all sorts of good stuff. So we will hit 500 hopefully soon, maybe 600, and we'll do another giveaway. So yeah, Lisa's never had it. She says never had it, would love it, but want to be gracious to others. Yeah, I mean, the names were in the hat. Who else did we have? I mean, we had everyone in here. It could have been you, Alicia. You know, like everyone was in there. So next time. She's super stoked. Excellent. Well, I hope that you guys will all have many opportunities to win many things from us. We're so excited to have you. All right, let's get you guys back in here if you'd like to join and chat. So come on up. Let's enjoy each other and chat. If you want to join us, we had Lisa and Alicia up here, and I'd love to talk to all of you guys. So hit that link and let's catch up a little bit. We've been gone for 2 weeks and we don't know really what any of you guys have been up to. And we have a couple more stories, you know, that happened when Melissa was gone. A couple things to talk about. So go ahead and hit that link. And yes, Lisa, you'll have to do a video. Thank you, Kelly, for coming. Got to run for dinner. It was good to have you on here. Yeah, Alicia, you missed it by one I'm glad you're home, Kelly, as well. Alicia says she's glad that you're home. I'm glad that you're home too. See more of you, hopefully. All right, come chat with us. Hit that link. Hit that link. Come on board with us. I'll post it again here. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. It's always fun. It's more fun when people are on here with us too. So when we were gone, we had a dear friend of mine stay and watch the animals in the homestead. We have lots of stuff going on with the garden. We have flowers, we have the chickens, we have the ducks, we have the cows. And a lot of that stuff we have run, I don't want to say on autopilot, but we have a good sustained system for management of everything. And some people are going to bed. Good night, everybody that's heading out and going for dinner. Thank you so much for joining us. It's good to see you guys. Good to have you stop by. E3 Farmstead is heading out to eat. Goodbye. Yeah, you stuff your face with short ribs on the video, Lisa. We want to see you eat. Just kidding. Take your time. So I would check in once in a while with my friend, and everything was going well. And we have, everything is kind of on a watering system now, which is really nice. And we had set out lots of hay for the cows, but she still needs to go down there. And everything is fenced on our property, fully. And so my friend texted me one day when we had service, and she said, the cows have come over the back hillside. And of course, you guys don't know the nature of kind of the logistics and setup of our property, but are you heading out? I think so. Okay. Yeah, he's been sitting on the side of the chair. The nature and logistics of our property is such so that it kind of goes down in a rectangle and then over, and the creek is down here. And there we have a few different pasture areas for the cows to go, and then we have our main living area with our house, and then the chicken coop is there and stuff. But behind our house, there's a hillside that drops off. It's still our property, but it's behind our house where we have grass and the kids can play. And there's no fencing there because there doesn't have to be. It's kind of an extension of our backyard, and it's not pasture area. So really the cows shouldn't be there, which means they would have had to have gotten out of the barbed wire somewhere. And so Melissa looked, and she, I guess a friend of hers was staying up here at the house too to join her for fun. And they looked and they couldn't see any problem with the electric fence or the barbed wire fence. They couldn't see anything loose or that had gotten away or come undone or anything. They said, well, there's this one area that has a line of fence that might have become a little loose, maybe. So they said they kind of cinched it up and nailed it in. And I said, well, I don't know what to think of that because they've never gotten out before. And Daisy, for those of you that know my cows, we have a speckled park mama and her calf who was born in April, but is actually already a good sized calf. Like she's a pretty decent sized heifer already. And then our mini Jersey lowline Mocha, which, she is a smaller cow, but still. Could they get out? Maybe, but Daisy, the mama, full-grown cow, to get out? I mean, how? And so she couldn't figure it out. She says that she didn't leave any gates open. Obviously, I wasn't here to know. I mean, I'm sure she didn't. I can't speak to that. But the fact that mama made it out, I searched the fence line today, and I couldn't find anywhere where a grown cow could get out. But here come the cows up that back hill into our backyard. And she says, well, what do I do? And of course, I'm literally 1,000 miles away. So I'm like, well, we have some grain. They love oats. You could give her some oats, and she should be able to be led back into her fenced area, which is a little ways away. But I mean, Okay, she's gonna try that. And so I would have loved to have seen it because I guess it was quite a sight. I think Mama came easily enough, but her calf, Tulip, is she's a skittish little thing. She's very shy, um, and she's kind of hard to wrangle. You know, Mocha will come basically just by calling her name and clapping. She responds really well, but bye, Ricky. Have a good night. Thank you so much for joining. And yeah, thank you so much. You're going to get there real soon, too. And I'm going to be catching up on everyone's videos. So thank you so much. But Tulip's really hard to get into any, like moving pastures is difficult with Tulip. She's a little bit of a pain. So somehow she got them in. She said she led Mocha with grain and the other two followed. And so I said, okay, hopefully that's the end of that. No more cow issues. So I would check in with her and yeah, the cows are down. Everything's good. Everything's good. And then she texted me like maybe 3 or 4 days later saying the 2 calves are back up. Oh, and no mama. So again, they go searching the fence line, can't find where they're getting out. This time they're up by the chicken coop. So Daniel and I looked there today, and there is a line of fence that does look to be looser than it ever has been before. They'd have to be Houdinis though to get out of that fence because it's one of the like more upper lines of barbed wire fence. So we may have a cow escapee problem, although I don't know how because everything looks intact. But just one more thing when you're gone, you know, that it doesn't always go right. So we had the cows getting out on her, which I mean, really, even where they got out to is still, I guess, actually peripherally fenced with some wooden rail fencing. So, but when somebody's not familiar with your homestead and is house sitting for you and doesn't know your animals, doesn't know where things are, doesn't, isn't really of a farming mentality, that's got to be really hard. And so I really handed to her, but oh man, always adventures. And I'm kind of disappointed I came home and our raspberries, we kind of missed out on raspberry season. I tried to collect all that I could. Our bushes are just laid and heavy with raspberries, but a lot of them are old, like they were good maybe 2 weeks ago when we were leaving. And hold on, I'm just going to put the link up here. Oh, I can't type. There we go. If people are wanting to join, come join me. I'd love to chat. Anyway, I picked about a bowl of raspberries today, but it's just so sad to see all those old raspberries still on there that weren't picked. I told her to pick them, and I guess she didn't get around to it or forgot that they were there or didn't think of it because anyway, I just lost out on a lot of raspberries that I would have loved to have for jam or pie or preserves. But a success story. You guys always know that I like to talk about my successes and my failures. Thanks, Davis Family Life. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Was my cherry tree. So for those of you that have been following along, we got a cherry tree last year that I didn't know how it would do making through its first winter. We get very cold winters here, sometimes down to -40, but it can definitely be sustained -30, -20 for a week or two. And I got a very cold, hardy variety that's not as good for eating, but it's more of like a tart cherry for pies and cobblers and things like that. So sure enough, it seemed to make it through the winter. It leafed out really nice this spring and had lovely blossoms, lots of beautiful blossoms. And we had a pretty dry spring, which, for those of you that know cherries, wet, can crack the cherries. And last spring we had a very cold, wet spring. It was miserable. And I think it would have been awful for cherries. So we had a pretty warm spring. It was dry and I started to see cherries come on it. And we have a decent little cherry crop enough that I'm definitely going to be able to make a couple pies, or maybe a pie and a cobbler. And they taste really good. They're not super. They're tart, but they are sweet enough. I don't know that I would want to eat just a big bowl of them, like how you do those yummy big fruit, for eating cherries. But boy, am I excited to have a cherry tree on the homestead that's producing fruit. So that's a huge win and excitement. I'm just so excited about that. And then I had a plum tree planted 3 or 4 years ago, and again was supposed to be a hardy breed of plum tree, and did the whole cross-pollination thing. The cherries, I should add, have 3 different breeds of cherries on them, grafted onto the same tree. So we do have like the cross-pollination there, and same thing with the plum. And then we got a ton of blossoms, but we have never really gotten more than kind of 20 plums off that tree. And I don't know why. I don't know if anybody has experience with plum trees, what we might be doing wrong. We planted about 4 years ago. Do any of you guys have plum trees? I think the thing too is that I don't know if we're just too cold for that type of variety of fruit. That's always possible. I had been told that perhaps there was some transplant shock, for the plum tree, but it's grown really big. I think it has a good root system. It's grown way bigger, but just can never get more than 20 plums. So that seems to be the case this year too. Just doesn't seem like we're going to get very many. So I don't know if any of you guys have any advice for the plums. Kind of disappointing. And then with that cherry tree last year, for the first time, we got an apple tree. And that also is a triple variety of Honeycrisp and Macintosh, maybe. And I can't remember the third variety. And we just planted that last year, and it didn't flower and it didn't produce any apples this year. It does have leaves, but it doesn't have anything else. But this is our only, we haven't even had it a full year yet. So I'm hoping that that's just some transplant shock. Grandpa's Lake House Homestead. I just got our first plum. From what I understand, I need more to fruit. But I am learning, so I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's just not enough. Maybe I need another tree. And I even hand pollinated it this year to make sure. And there was lots of bees this year. There weren't a lot of bees last year. And so I was wondering, well, maybe the pollination wasn't that great, but maybe I just don't have enough. Maybe I just need a couple more trees. Maybe that's just as simple as it is. Who knows? But any thoughts on this apple tree? So it's a triple variety apple tree. Just planted it, I think, last August, and no blossoms and no fruit this year yet. So I don't know if anything's going to happen with that. We came home and our tomatillos are almost ready, so I'm really excited about that. For those of you know that how big of a struggle the tomatillos were this year, with them growing so big and falling over, and they're doing pretty good again. So thank goodness. Spending lots of time down at the creek, and we were down there last year, and the boys were playing in the water, and me and Daniel were down there. And we like to go down there when it's hot, because it's just the perfect place to cool down, and it's right on our property. So we have, no people to compete with. It's your own private area. And we went down there last year, and we were sitting, and we're always mindful of what's down there. We do have a lot of predators. For those of you that have been in previous lives, we've had cougars and we do have wolves, although I've never seen one, coyotes, bears, different things like that. And so we were down there, and we have range cattle that range through the area. And we had seen them come down through the creek earlier in the day, and there was a big herd of them, and most of them were white, and there was like 1 or 2 black ones and a couple brown ones, but most of them were a herd of white. And there was this one big black bull, and we had kind of, oh, go away cows, tried to shoo them away up the river, and they went. And you don't want the cows down at the river with you. You don't want them even near the area, obviously. You don't want the cows pooping in the river where you're trying to swim. And, it just ends up being disgusting. And so you try to run them up the river. Of course, we have our own cows. We don't want the range cattle getting into our cattle area. The bulls, as you can imagine or know from firsthand, are very persistent. And so I just want to get them out of there. And they ended up they got into my neighbor's property this year, and she has horses, and they spooked the horses. And they had come up from the same thing, like how we have that hill down to the creek that I was talking about. They have that same kind of hill, and no fencing. They don't have any fencing along that line. So the cows came up the hill, up by their house, up into their horse pasture, and spooked the horses. So the horses were running around, and the cows were running around, and the cows had gotten into a fenced area where they didn't know how to get out of. And the horses, of course, were freaking out. And it was just mayhem. So the neighbors called Daniel, and they're like, can you please help us to get these range cattle out of our property? So Daniel goes over there, and I think Sabine maybe even tried to saddle up one of her horses. I think she did, and try to ride them off with her horses. And finally, they got these range cattle out of her yard and kind of pushed up the valley. So what an ordeal. So we're down at the creek, and these range cattle have been down there, and we push them up the valley. And then if we had a creek, the animals would have to run me off. Yeah. It's such a nice area to have down there. It's just like your own private beach. It was 40 degrees Celsius here the other week, 100 and what, I don't even remember what that is, like 115 Fahrenheit, day in, day out, day in, day out. It was just an exhausting heat. It was so gross. And so we just lived in the creek. Anyway, so we're down there, and Daniel says, oh, the cows are back. And so he's like, hey, shoo. And he stands up, and he looks, and he says, oh no, it's that big black bull is over here. And we're like, oh no. And he's kind of like looking, and you can't really see though, because there's alders and willows and thicket and brush. You have the creek bed, and then, it kind of goes up a little bit. And when you're there swimming and stuff, you can see out, but your visibility is limited because of all this kind of thicket and brush. So Daniel says, oh no, the big black bull is back. And I say, we got to get it out of here because, the kids are here, we're here and stuff. So he goes up the bank of the creek, and it's not a bull. It's not the black bull. It's a bear. And he's just sitting there staring. And he doesn't care that we're there, and he's obviously not scared. The kids we have 3 boys making oodles of noise. So here's this bear staring Daniel, and Daniel's like, hey bear, and he starts throwing stuff in that direction. He's not even near, like, he can't hit him or anything like that. So he's throwing rocks, and he's throwing sticks. Get out of here, bear. Get out of here, bear. And the bear just stands there. And we're like, oh my lands, because, it's a black bear. So, and we do have grizzlies. It wasn't a grizzly. Because now we can see the bear, like he kind of comes out, right? And But I mean, anytime you see a bear and you're down there kind of defenseless with your kids, and our quad is like way over here, you know, on the other side. And so Daniel's like, well, I mean, you know, you got to protect your kids or whatever. So he's standing there like yelling and throwing stuff. And I'm kind of like freaking out, I won't lie. And trying to keep the kids close, and we're making noise and throwing rocks. And finally this bear, finally he took off into, well, our property actually, but I mean, whatever, just get away from us. He was just looking for a picnic basket. Yes, a teddy bear's picnic. And so he kind of takes off up the hill, which, who's up the hill? My cows. And at that time, well, I guess she wasn't that young. I was going to say calf, but she was already, this is last year, 5 months old, no, not 5 months, 5 months old maybe. So she was big enough, but takes off toward the cows. So it's like, you want to go chasing him because you want to protect your cows and shoo him away from there, but you don't exactly want to be chasing off the bear. So we collect ourselves, we hop on the quad, we go up there, and we never could find him. But it always freaks me out kind of to go down to the creek now, by myself particularly. If I'm with Daniel, then I'm not bothered. But for some reason, I don't like to go down to the creek by myself or with the kids, because it just freaks me out that something is going to come like that bear did, and then you're in trouble. And we do have grizzlies. So the thing is, like, if I'm down there with the kids and a grizzly comes, I don't know. It just really freaks me out. Anyway, catch up on some comments here. Yes, thank you, Lisa, for getting everyone's channels up there. That's awesome. Hopefully we can all support each other. And oh, Alicia, you moderate for Tim now? I didn't know that. Yeah, that channel is a challenge. You would be busy, busy, busy. I didn't know you moderated for them. Dragonfly. Yeah, definitely hats off to you, Alicia. Lisa's right. Well, yeah, I bet your brain feels fried after. I didn't know that you did that. I haven't been on Tim's Ridge Life for eons and eons and eons. I will probably be able to be on this Tuesday potentially. I think he's been going a little bit later in the summer. He used to do it at 5 o'clock my time, and then he's been going, I think, at 6 or 6:30 my time. So I haven't been able to catch him because I am leaving work to get the kids at that time of day. So, well, I think pretty much everybody has gone to eat supper or to go to sleep. So I will wrap things up here. Thank you again so much for being our subscriber, being our friend. So many of you guys are like friends to us, and we really appreciate you. And for those of you know, on the channel that don't know us as well, we sure are thankful for you too, and looking forward to get to know you better. And looking forward to being home from vacation now and catching up on everyone's videos and being a little bit more active. I know it probably felt that we were off grid, which we really were, but not for very long. So thank you guys. I'll wrap it up for tonight, but we really appreciate you all, and congratulations to Lisa, who won the Oregon grape jelly. So Lisa, I will get with you about how I'm going to get this to you. Okay. So congratulations to Lisa. And yeah, now I need a vacation for my vacation. I know, because with the water bursting and well, it didn't burst, with that leaking fitting and the flooding that we got, it was not a restful reintegration to home life. So, but it'll be okay. All right. have a good night, everyone. I will press the end button and have a good night. So thankful for all of you. Have a good week, you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.